Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Musical, lyrical lingo. Every episode a new bingo. Laugh and sing, go with the flow. Tune in as the memories grow.
Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts, Tim
And LJ today, and every week we will be discussing musicals, but specifically what they taught us.
and we're back
Yes, we are.
again.
I know.
Thank you for listening, continuing to listen and to like and to share the pod. We're still ringing in your ears.
They love us. They really, really love us.
Yes, indeed. So, how are you?
Good. Good. Yes, things are great. I feel very strange. My daughter turned 14. and
This
it's
very day,
this very day that we're recording.
she's
and
very kindly allowed us to record.
I know. Because she
this
herself
evening.
is out at musical theatre rehearsals.
Shock horror. Like she'd be doing anything else on her 14th birthday. Happy birthday,
know.
CJ.
I know. So, but yeah, it's a strange one. You know,
You're a
whenever-
mother of a 14-year-old.
yeah,
How are you feeling?
whenever the kids start to become the ages that you still remember being.
Do you still remember being 14?
Still remember being in year
No.
10? 100%.
No, couldn't tell you what I was doing at 14. Couldn't tell you.
Can you not remember like what we were doing in school in
No,
year 10?
what were
or-
we doing in year 10?
Well, I know what you were definitely doing at sports day in year 10.
We've had this on the podcast. Okay, I was a school mascot for sports day, but that was every year. It wasn't just a year 10
No, but that was definitely
thing.
the cat year.
Was that the cat year?
Yeah.
How do you remember that was the actual cat year? We're not actually, why am I talking about this? We're not talking about this again. I dressed up as Mr. Mistopheles, okay? I was doing my...
See, you love to share. You're like, okay, we're not talking about this. And then you go into...
Well, the thing is, Lauren, we're doing a podcast. So if I was to come onto the podcast and refuse to talk about all of these things that you rake up, it would be a really boring podcast.
You're just jealous because your memory's not as good as mine.
I'm just absolutely livid. You keep bringing it up. Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I
okay.
can't believe you. And I also had the most beautiful 15
You did.
made by your son. He's very good.
He is very good.
People who don't know what a 15 is, describe it really quickly because we're not really a cuisine podcast,
No.
but I feel we need
So
to...
it's a Northern Irish delicacy.
Yeah,
And it is made, it's a tray bake, which is a treat, like a bun.
yeah.
And it is made up of digestives, glacier cherries, marshmallows, condensed milk, and coconut. But he has celiac disease,
Yeah.
so this is one of the nice tray bakes that we can make, which tastes decent.
Yeah.
But Ethan's little trick is he uses chocolate digestives. So there's a little bit of chocolate inside it.
I felt it. Not felt it. I tasted it. I didn't feel it. I tasted it. I felt it as it went down.
Yeah,
It went
yeah.
down very easily. There you go. I'm sure you didn't expect to come onto this podcast and hear us talking about tray bakes and
Yeah.
treats. But talking about treats.
What have been the treats in the
Now,
musical theatre world?
Well, here's the thing. My first treat is really is a treat, and I'm so looking forward to it. But the problem is, when this episode comes out, it will have already been out, probably 2 weeks.
Mhm.
But if you haven't already watched it, hint,
Uh-huh.
hint, we need make sure, listeners, you all go back and watch Wicked One Wonderful Night
I know.
musical concert special.
Isn't that amazing that they're doing that for a
It's
musical?
so very exciting. So it was on
Mm-hmm.
Sky or Now TV on the 8th of November.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet.
No,
But I
I'm sure
mean,
it's great.
if you did see it,
Mhm.
you know, many years we have waited for a concert like this to appear. You will have seen Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande lead a special 2-hour musical event. Here, they must be getting paid, something shocking. That promises to be a celebration of the upcoming Wicked for Good musical. Now, we have also booked our tickets for that, haven't we? We're going on the Friday,
We are.
folks. Very excited. This special had 37-piece orchestra and other members of the film cast performed, not Jonathan Bailey.
No.
He was sadly unable to attend, but it also debuted the world premiere clips from Wicked for Good. Did you enjoy watching the
Yeah,
clips?
great.
And it's also going to feature 2 new original songs.
Yes, that
Now,
Ariana has written or helped write.
I've got written by Stephen Swartz.
I think she's had...
And she's helped out.
Yes,
Very good. Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
When we do eventually watch this, because I haven't seen it yet, I think I'm going to fast forward those bits. I don't know if I want to hear the new songs until I see the film.
I know, I think it's odd. It should have come out the same week as the film, because then you would be able to be like, oh, I want more.
Or should we just not watch, although this could absolutely be torturous for us, should we not watch this musical concert special until we've seen Wicked for Good and then we can watch it?
Or how about we watch highlights of songs that we already know and then don't watch the full thing until after the film?
We might have to do that then.
So many options.
But what a treat. Like, they are spoiling us by having this like concert special. Something else that we've been spoiled with, and we actually immediately started talking about it when I came in tonight, and we don't normally talk musical theatre when we arrive, but Paddington the Musical has officially opened in London, and everything about it just seems to be perfect.
Just beautiful.
Right?
And
absolutely perfect.
Like romantic in a way that makes you feel warm and fuzzy, you know, like it's just... I don't know how to describe it anymore.
And even in a world where you always hear so much about a new musical before it opens, but they still, with this musical, they manage to keep relatively very little in the media. Like, we only have 2 songs from it. Yeah. Those 2 songs, if they don't sell the show to you on their own, like, I don't know, they are... I keep listening to Pretty Little Dead Things.
Isn't it great? Yeah.
Like, it's brilliant. And that one that we talked about already in the pod, like, it is like the perfect ingredients for a musical, right? So Tom Fletcher is pretty class. I think he could be like the next big musical theatre composer.
Well, that's exciting, because if that's what he's been able to do for such a beloved character.
I mean, it's a poison chalice, isn't it? Because you don't want to get this wrong.
No.
Because everybody loves Paddington.
That's it.
And the biggest secret that they kept was Paddington. And we now know that Paddington is being played by 2 performers. Artie Shah, who will don the costume to play live on stage. And then James Hamid, who is credited as off-stage performer and will do both his voice and remotely control his facial expressions. And the picture, like the video of the first curtain call. Oh my goodness, it's just adorable. Adorable.
And I think it's really interesting that it's the actor that is doing the voice is controlling the facial expression.
Yeah, I'm puzzled by that. I want to know more. I want to know, is he wearing something on his face off stage, which will, you know, so his facial expressions will then be the facial expressions that appear on the bear.
That has to be how it's
surely
done,
because if you're voicing it and you're singing and you're like having to use remote controls or whatever, that would be really difficult.
Yeah, it must be like movie tech.
Do you reckon? I have no idea. But like, how exciting.
I know.
We're already planning our London trip, aren't we? And the last piece of musical theatre news for this week, because it only came out today, Avenue Q is coming back to the West End next year. I'm so excited.
Like, so that's really random. That was only whispers of that yesterday. And then, well, whispers as in there was a big yellow sign that said something's coming to the... and then Avenue.
And lots of people will be happy about it.
Yeah.
EP. Yeah. Aaron, he'll be excited. He liked Avenue Q.
But it is...
I know lots of other people who liked Avenue Q.
It feels right, doesn't it?
It does. I think we should maybe plan another of our London trips and go and see Avenue Q in Paddington.
Sounds a 2 puppet show. Two puppets.
2 puppet show day. What else could you want? So from the sublime, oh my goodness, I haven't said that word in a very long time on the pod, to the ridiculous. Let's talk about today's musical.
Pippin.
Absolutely. Pippin.
Insane.
1972 musical with music and lyrics by Stephen Schwartz, as we've already talked about, of Wicked fame, but he did this first. And book by Roger O'Hearson. Yeah. Bob Fosse also should be credited for directing the original Broadway production.
Yes.
And he also contributed to the libretto.
He did. So does that mean that there was like a little bit of a rework once he started to direct it? Then he changed?
I think so. I think a lot was changing as they were working on it.
Okay. Yeah.
I do believe. Yeah.
So it's based on the fictitious, like, I can't say that word.
Fictitious
Fiction life of Pippin, the hunchback, the son of the Charlemagne.
Charlemagne.
Thank you.
Have you listened to the musical? Because it has meant Charlemagne is mentioned a couple of times.
It's because I look, you know what I'm like, I read and I say things like how it's written. But even though it's based on something, it's still very surreal.
But then, to be honest, like, that story in itself is a bit bizarre. So the story follows the prince, Charlemagne's eldest and heir, as he roams the countryside looking for purpose. He tries lots of different things. He tries conflict, getting into conflict, one-night stands, patricide. Now, when I read that, I was like, that's reminded me of Lauren, because one of the first musical lyrical lingos we talked about was
fratricide.
Fratricide. So this time we're talking about patricide, and home life with a young widow named Catherine and her son. All sounds so ridiculous.
I know.
Before being lured into thinking suicide as the ultimate method for living life to the full.
Yeah.
Thankfully, at the last minute, Pippin rejects this call and returns to the quiet, boring but happy life with Catherine. Poor Catherine, with the life with her being described as quiet and boring.
Yes. Yeah. And it's
script.
It was 1972.
Yeah.
Then there was a 73 West End production. There was a 74 US tour. And then again, I think there was a couple of tours, maybe a couple of years after that in 77. Came alive again in 2006. And then a Broadway revival in 2013. And that's kind of been it, apart from this December when there's a revival.
Where's the revival this December?
In the West End,
right, okay. And is it just like Christmas, a limited Christmassy kind of thing? Yeah. I mean, yeah, is all I can really say about it.
I find this very hard to get my head around. I love the idea of it all. Like whenever it's like on paper, I'm like, oh yes, that's really cool. And it is kind of its time, and it's a little bit darker and a bit like all that type of theatre that you hated whenever we were doing theatre studies.
Yes.
This is stuff that you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Well, I quite enjoy the intrigue and the, breaking the fourth wall and turning things on its head. But I just still don't know if I get Pippin.
I laugh because one of my colleagues in work saw a amateur or youth production of Pippin during the summer, and she, when we went back to school in September, she was like, "Oh, I went to see Pippin during the summer," and she just looked at me with this like blank face, going,
"Sure, I get it,
Tim. What the hell was that about?" She was like, "It was very good, but I could not make head nor tail of what was going on."
Yeah.
And I think that is the problem. This surrealist drama is hard to get your head around. What I would say was Pippin did bring contemporary rock tunes to the stage that kept the audiences humming. It was also supported by an award-winning performance from the actor Ben Varen.
Yes.
And I think he probably had a huge amount to do with establishing it as, a musical. You know, he had just come off, what had he just done before that? Jesus Christ Superstar. Yes. He had just come off Jesus Christ Superstar. He was known, he was a name in the theatre world, and here he was taking on the part of this lead player. So the musical uses the premise of a mysterious performance troupe led by a lead player to tell the story of Pippin. Throughout this lead player directs Pippin's actions like a puppet master, and it's observed by the audience but not always perceived by Pippin himself.
Yes.
So there's another layer.
Yeah.
As you said, the show premiered at the Imperial Theatre in October 1972, and it ran for 1,944 performances before closing. Also, interestingly about this unusual musical was that it was a winner of 5 Tony Awards, including Best Performance for Lead Actor in a Musical, Best Direction, Best Choreographer, Best Scenic, and Best Lighting Design. It was also nominated for 6 others.
I know. Like, I think it was grabbing of the time. You know, people were like, oh, it is something different that's on. A bit like what Lloyd Webber did with Cats. Do you know what I mean? People, it's so absurd.
Yes.
But because of the time, it was like, this is so different. And this is a big mega musical now.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it's got a little bit of a following. But I still am like, it still sits on the edge for me.
Oh, listen, I don't think this is a musical that I would rush to the theatre to see.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy Stephen Schwartz's music.
Yes.
I think the songs are fantastic and catchy, and as we just said, like hummable. You know, you remember them, they stay in your head. I think I would be like my colleague and I'd go, what the hell was that about?
Going on? So weird that it was partially financed by Motown Records.
I thought that too. Like, so bizarre.
Like how did they decide that they were going to finance this musical? Written, can we just explain? Schwartz was 20 when he wrote it.
Yeah,
he started
was
writing
young.
this in university.
Well, that's it. That the story, he wanted to do it when he was in uni.
Yeah.
And it was a year after Godspell as well, making him one of the youngest composers and lyricists in Broadway history to have had 2 shows playing concurrently. So obviously Godspell followed by Pippin. Also, another thing that I thought was quite interesting was it broke new ground because the advertising of the original Broadway production was the first TV commercial that actually showed scenes from a Broadway show.
Oh,
yeah, so it was the first. And America, that's a big thing. Like, they advertised that, well, certainly when I would have been, when we went on holiday, I don't know if they still do it.
They definitely do it in New York, advertising Broadway.
Yeah.
You actually get to see snippets of the performances on stage,
which is quite exciting.
We barely get actually even adverts for musicals.
London is very closed off.
Yeah,
like you see very little. I mean, we're so fortunate as musical theatre fans now that don't live in London that we see so much because people record. And social media is such a big thing now, and they, it's their own videos that they take. But no, Pippin was the first.
Wow, I didn't know that.
The 30-second commercial showed Ben Vernon and 2 chorus dancers in an instrumental dance sequence of Glory, one of the songs in the musical. Yeah. It did open in the West End, as you then said, in 1973 and ran for 85 performances. Quite interesting, I thought. Louise Quick, one of Fosse's personal assistants, and Jean Foutet, maybe, an original cast member. They co-directed the West End performance with Fosse's original staging and choreography.
Nice. Yeah.
Now, Pippin came into my kind of world mostly with that Broadway revival you were talking about recently. So it was a new production that was developed originally for the American Repertoire Theatre in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And the role of the leading player was played by Patina Miller. Yes. And we know Patina from Sister Act, like the original Dolores Van Cartier on stage. Miller was nervous initially to take on the role because recreating a character originated by the highly acclaimed de Vernon, that would be daunting. However, the challenge presented by such a role and the representational power of the gender-blind casting outweighed her apprehension, and the production then transferred to Broadway. in March 2013 at the Music Box Theatre. It, a bit like the original Broadway production, won 4 Tonys out of 10 nominations. So both highly nominated. Won Best Revival, Best Featured Actress for Andrea Martin as Bertha.
Yes.
Bertha. And Best Direction. Now, for such a weird musical, there's a lot of like, you know, firsts or special moments. Bettina Miller won a Tony for her role as the leading player, which made Pippin the first musical to feature actors of different genders that won Tonys for the same role.
Brilliant.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, brilliant.
So as much as it's very quirky and very out there, and probably not our, not everybody's like
cup of tea.
I went to say kettle of fish. What's wrong with my head? There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, no, there definitely is. And in 1981, there was a filmed production.
Yeah.
And rights, I think, from the Broadway revival and the sort of like buzz around it, the film rights were obtained in 2013, but they have been quietly given back to Schwartz because of the controversy around Harvey Weinstein's company.
Okay.
And that going bankrupt. And that's not really the only controversy around Pippin.
Okay.
There's sex and violence and a lot of politics in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it sort of sits on the edge. And that's what sometimes theatre can do well, is it can highlight issues and like bring it to the forefront and let people go away and decide for themselves. But some people felt that the way some of the direction was, that it was being, the political side was being forced on them.
Okay.
And that's where some people feel
well, that's where the shutters come down for some people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does have that similar Schwartz feel, especially if, you know, he wrote it around the same time as Godspell. Yeah. Obviously, it doesn't, it's not exactly the same, but it is a troupe. It is people putting on, you know, a performance. So there's a nice familiarity to it, I suppose. Yeah. But maybe it's just the source material. Maybe it's just the actual life of Pippin is a bit, although I get Hamlet vibes too.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
You know, like that sort of.
Is it around the same?
No. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know actually, but.
Time stamp, no. I mean, as of January 2024, the original run of Pippin was still the 37th longest running Broadway show. Yeah,
and it's very popular in America.
Yeah.
It's and there's a great show on Disney Plus. Do you remember whenever Disney Plus first launched, whenever we were in COVID times? And Christian Bale did a show called Encore.
Yes.
And it was about going back, and I did tweet that show back whenever people used to tweet and be like, please, my whole like friendship group, we could do this show. And they did like retweet me back and all, but
did they?
I'm still waiting.
They
5
never
years
came.
later. Never came. But I remember Pippin from, it was a young teenage company did right. Pippin, and I remember at that time being like, oh yeah, that's that weird show there, that's that, you know, and I thought, oh, that's strange that a high school would choose Pippin, but I actually realised that loads of high schools in America do Pippin, and I suppose it's that ensemble part too. You know, there's a lot of
it's
characters
a perfect show to do with an ensemble group, isn't it? Because there's plenty going on and there's plenty of people involved, But yeah, what the hell was that? Like, it was. I thought I was going to wet myself when she said that. Will we talk about like what we learned from it then? Yeah. Other than it's really bizarre and hard to follow. Yeah. I mean, it has one of the best opening numbers.
100%, and that's my standard ovation as well. Like, and it's. As you mentioned, the songs
are supposed to do that at the end of the episode.
I know, but I just mean like that is. As you said earlier, it's so hummable. And then I sometimes forget that is from Pippin, where I'm like, oh, I love that wee song. And I'm like, oh yes, that's from that strange musical.
And it's a super song to throw in if you're doing a musical concert, 100%. Or it's such a good opening song. 100%. Join us. Leave your... Yeah, it's great. We're talking about Magic to Do. So what did you learn from Magic to Do then?
I'm not sure if there was.
Did you not get any?
In
I have a
Magic
few.
to Do? No, we didn't have anything in Magic
I
to Do.
had, well, they sing, we got magic to do just for you. We've got miracle plays to play. Miracle play. Pippin, in some senses, is a miracle play in itself. Because miracle plays was a principal kind of drama of European Middle Ages. And a miracle play presents a real or fictitious account of a life, miracles, or martyrdom of a saint.
There you go.
So the genre was developed and evolved during the 10th and 11th century. There you go. We got miracle plays to play. I also love that. So we've talked about that ensemble and these band of players, and they all like have, they all pipe in with their own wee lines and stuff. And really cleverly, the lines match the characters that they then go on to play.
Yeah.
So you've got Fastrada. She sings intrigue plots to bring disaster, and she sings about intrigue as she provides the major political intrigue in the play, as you've just talked about. That it's very political. Bertha, she sings humour handed by a master. She provides a lot of humour in her later number in the show, and this lyric shows exactly what to expect from this cheeky and fun character. And Charles, he sings battles barbarous, I love that word, barbarous and bloody, and Charles is delivering this line foreshadowing both Pippin's attempt to take part in a war and Charles's own temporary death at the hands of Pippin.
Yeah.
Barbarous. Great word.
Yeah, that is.
Cruel, uncivilized, extremely brutal, and
like a barbarian
primitive.
then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Magic to Do, just for you, we've got foibles and fables too. Now, I know what a fable is, but a foible, no?
Well, I just thought it was like a fable.
So a foible is minor weaknesses or eccentricities in someone's character.
Oh,
Eccentricities.
okay.
So I said that wrong.
Right, okay.
Eccentricities, isn't that how you say it? Eccentricities. If you're eccentric.
Yes.
Eccentricities.
Oh, okay. Right. Yes, that makes that line much more sense rather than fables and fables. Yes. Okay.
Oh, did she think it was a double fable? You got it here, folks. Our first misheard lyric of the episode. We haven't had a misheard lyric for a while, to be fair.
No, we really haven't.
Well, what did you learn then?
In no time at all.
Yeah.
It says you could squander away or sequester.
Nice.
Isn't that a nice word to say? And that just means isolate or hide away. That's sequester. Sequester.
Don't we all want to sequester sometimes?
I think it's whenever we get into this type of weather, isn't it? We're like hibernation mode.
I know. I'm awful.
Like FOMAR.
Yeah. And you also what's the word? Not insulted. What's the opposite of insult? Compliment. Thank you. I couldn't get the word. I couldn't find the word. It's a Thursday. I'm exhausted. You complimented my jumper, and it's one of my wintry jumpers that I'm now getting myself into. Yeah.
Well, what I said there was that it was very autumnal.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
But we're coming out of autumn.
Well, no, we're still autumn. Technically, is still
we're coming out of autumn.
We're slowly coming out of it. Slowly coming out.
Listen, our weather, we're coming out of autumn.
Gosh,
it might be weeks early, but we're coming out of it.
I also love these 4 lines. Oh, it's time to start living. Time to take a little from this world we're given. Time to take time, because spring will turn to fall in just no time at all.
Just no time at all.
And I think that is something that a lot of people could live with being reminded of.
Yeah.
That sometimes stuff just goes by very fast.
Yeah.
And it's important to take the time.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you're given, appreciate the world that you're in and look after it, because spring will turn to fall. So funny that this time last year we were getting really excited for Wicked Part 1. We're like, we've got to wait a whole year. Look how quickly that year's gone.
Yeah. I can't believe it's a year.
Yeah.
I can't believe that you text a couple of nights ago going, right, it's out on this date, when do you want to go? And I'm going, but that's weeks away.
Yeah.
What, 2 weeks, fortnight?
Yeah.
3 weeks? Insane.
But I was like, do you know what? That would be a really nice print in your house or something, or a nice little
And we love a wee musical theatre quote or print.
Absolutely, I love putting them in.
Yeah,
like everyone people don't realize.
But that's the thing. That song that you've just quoted also has such a lovely tune. Like you remember it, and they all sing it together. It's almost like a finale number, isn't it? You can just imagine them all waving their hands above their head. War of Science.
Yeah.
So I think this is Charles singing all about, you know, going into battle and that type of thing. And he's given Pippin a bit of advice, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he sings, "Now listen to me closely. I'll endeavour to explain what separates a charlatan from a charlemagne."
Yeah.
So charlatan, the person who falsely claiming to be or have a special knowledge or skill.
Yeah.
A Charlemagne, a king who united much of the Western and Central Europe for the first time since the fall of the Roman Empire, becoming the first Holy Roman Emperor and earning the title Father of Europe. Interesting. He also sings, "Though pompous as Pompey or daring as Darius, a simple rule that every good man knows by heart, it's smarter to be lucky. It's smarter to be lucky than it's lucky to be smart."
Yeah.
That's another one we should get printed on the wall.
100%. That's a bit like that quote. Oh, I'm gonna mess it up. Like, but it's nice. It's nice to be. Never mind, forgotten it.
It'll come to you.
It'll come to me
when
in the middle of it.
we finish this episode.
Yeah, but you know, like it's another one of those. Like, you know what? Somebody's probably said that to you before, and you haven't realised that. Actually, you've just quoted a bit of a musical there.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Pompey, I obviously...
It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
See? She always interrupts me.
Sorry.
But I'm glad you got that out, because I would have annoyed you the rest of this evening. Yeah. The names that he quoted there, I didn't know anything about. Now, Pompey I know as a place, but it's not spelt the same. This is Pompey. So that refers to, now here we go with my Roman pronunciations. Gnaeus, Pompeius, Magnus.
Yeah.
Oh, here I feel like I should be in Gladiator. Known in English as Pompey or Pompey the Great.
Yeah.
Was a Roman general and statesman who was prominent in the last decades of the Roman Republic, and he achieved military and political success. And he was known for being a relatively young general. Did you know anything about him?
Yeah.
Have you learned something here? I tell you. Darius also refers to Darius the Great or Darius the First. Do you know him?
Well, I know the name, but I don't know what
he was a Parisian king who was known for his vast conquests and the expansion of the Parisian Empire, which would have required daring and strategic ambitions, hence the line that he's singing about. As daring as
Darius.
Darius, yeah. Yeah.
Look at you and your history.
I mean, who would have thought I'd have been given a history? That's why you don't have it down, because you just read these and go, yeah, history, I get it. And I'm like,
I've
what?
heard of that.
I thought Pompeii was a place. I visited it on my holiday. Anyway.
The rest of my learning sort of came from Pippin the Musical as a whole. And I love that there really is warnings throughout the musical, and
if you pick up on them,
if you can pick up on them. But you know, it probably is one of those musicals that it does make you think.
Yeah,
you know, and I think that's what it was meant to do. Be wary of charismatic figures, and how often were you told that whenever you were younger?
Yeah,
you know, just be careful of somebody that's, you know, promising you the world.
Yeah. Yes, that's very true.
You know, and really that's where he feels like there's something more out there, because people are telling him that there's something more out there. I also love this, that life is a compromise. And a lot of people don't realise that, and they just become very selfish in a lot of decisions that they're making in life. And no matter what you do, you're going to have to compromise at some point. And there's some people that will go through life and they'll only ever focus on themselves. But life is going to become very hard if you don't understand the compromise. Seeking a perfect, flawless existence is always self-defeating.
Yeah, and there's so many people like that they're always going, no, there has to be better out there. There has to be more. This isn't enough. And I'm like, oh my God, will you not just spend your whole life? Because some people I truly believe will never be happy. And it's like, you're just going to spend your whole life searching for more and more and more. And at some point you just want to go, no, I'm content with what I've got or what I have.
And it's not about not reaching for the stars. That's completely different. It's when people, say, this is what I want, and they achieve it, and then they're still not happy in themselves.
They still want more.
And it's almost like a power thing or a greed thing or whatever. But yeah, if you constantly seek that perfection, like flawless perfection, because sometimes you can have perfection and
it's hard when you're perfect, right?
But that can be self-defeating. And you're actually just damaging yourself. And then my favorite quote from Wizard of Oz, which always reminds me of you, but you have the power to write your own story. So you've always had the power.
Why does that remind you of me?
You've always had the power, my dear. You got me a lovely little up on the wall.
Yeah.
And so I always associate that quote with you. Because
cute.
you gave it to me at a time where
you needed it.
I needed it. Yeah. So now I'm like, that's Timothy. But yeah, you have the power to write your own story. So there's some lovely moments in Pippin. There's some very odd moments too. But they were my main lessons that I learned through the musical.
Standing ovations then? We all know yours. You told us in the first 10 minutes.
Do you know what?
What?
I don't hate the overture.
I'm trying to remember the overture in my... Yeah. As Broadway musical overtures go.
And you know what I'm like? You
don't like an overture, and I love an overture. Like, we still haven't done that episode where we talk about our top 10 overtures.
You're more of an overture, but it must have come on shuffle, as we were researching, and I was like, it's pretty good, because I think the songs are so hummable. Yeah,
and what I like about the cast recordings or the music of Pippin is each number is so unique and different from the other.
Yeah.
It's almost like a compilation album. Do you know what I mean? Every character's song is so distinctively different from any other character, and most of the song, apart from Pippin, he has a number. Most of the other songs are presented by a different player or playing a different character in the troupe.
So what I found listening to the Bettina Miller version was that I felt her voice was a really nice thread.
Yeah.
Almost, but that could have just been her beautiful voice.
Being amazing.
But I felt like it kind of, similar like the narrator in Joseph.
Yeah.
He's just there, sometimes just in the background as well.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's just something about Bettina's voice in certain musical numbers, even if it was only just one line or whatever. I was like, oh, this is tying this together nicely.
Oh, she was perfect. She plays it perfectly, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Actually, that 2013 revival cast recording is one of my standing ovations, because I think it's so good. Vocally and dramatically, you get it. Like you've mentioned Bettina Miller, I also think Matthew James Thomas needs a shout out for his Pippin. His voice is so beautiful, and Pippin has beautiful songs like Corner of the Sky, With You is the most beautiful love song, Morning Glory and Love Song. Those are four absolutely gorgeous songs.
Love song
like
is
if you're a Pippin, if you're cast as Pippin, lucky you. You've got absolutely beautiful songs to sing, and he sings them beautifully. And then he makes me remember something else that I absolutely loved. Do you remember Britannia High?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Do you remember?
Yes.
So Britannia High was like, it came out of nowhere, didn't it? It was a TV show that followed what young performing arts college students. And Matthew James Thomas was one of the Britannia High kids.
Right, okay.
And Arlene Phillips was involved in that, wasn't she? Was she choreographer? Or,
And the main girl, she went off on, actually, she married Elon Musk, but she was in...
No way.
Yeah.
Someone from Britannia High married Elon Musk?
was in like Centrinians and things like that. She's a good actor, but I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I'm Googling that when we
Yeah,
finish this episode. But yeah, no, so he was in it and then he appears on a Broadway cast recording and I'm like, oh my goodness, he was in Britannia. And he's British. I'm like, he was in Britannia High, that's class. Yeah, so, and I also love Morning Glory. I think it's a brilliant Act 1 finale number. So, yeah.
There we go. Like, definitely check Pippin out.
Oh, listen, I mean, listen to it. You don't need to go and see it anytime soon. Give it a listen.
The story is a wee bit.
And I love like wee things like they do, like go Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Like I love all those. Like they have a few wee like
playful moments.
Playful moments.
Yeah, they do.
Playful moments, playful characters.
Yeah.
Nice music. Well done, Stephen Schwartz. Like he didn't let himself down when writing Pippin. Do you know what I mean?
No,
having come from Godspell, which was so flippin' awesome. Like I love Godspell, as we know.
Yeah. We love it. Well,
you should go back and listen to Godspell again, our episode on Godspell.
Yeah.
It was a great, not that it was a great episode, but we do believe it was a great episode, but it was a great musical to cover on the pod.
Because everything we do is great.
Of course, but you know we have our favourites, and like Godspell's one of ours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Day by day. Sorry. Go.
Okay.
Talk.
What would you rather? What would Paddy do?
What would Paddy? Paddy? Who's Paddy? What would Paddy do?
Paddy. Work with a diva actor behind the scenes. Or
many times
handle an unpredicted animal actor.
Done that too. I've done both. Do you know what? I sometimes think animals are probably easier to manage than unpredictable diva-like nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm going with the unknown animal actor.
I think so.
And I'm probably going to lose loads of like friends in the biz.
No, I think if you had to choose, you would go with animal because I think as you get older, you just can't bother with people's dramatics and diva moments.
Egos, no need.
No need.
Nobody needs to have an ego where you're all here for the same reason.
Teamwork.
To present art. You should not be any more important than anybody else in the room.
No.
And if you are, you're here for the wrong reasons. There's the door. See you later. Don't let it kick you on the way out. Bye. Oh, I was very outspoken there. It's not like me.
No. I think you were perfectly fine.
Well, there we go. That was fun.
That was fun. That was because it always is.
We've got magic to do just for you. We got miracle plays to play.
Doom, doom.
I also like the wee pitter patter song.
Pitter-patter song?
Yeah, I mean, it has it all.
Yeah.
If you listen to it, just don't go and watch it.
Yeah, don't go watch it.
Although I would have loved to see that revival because it was like circus based and there was lots of like circus performing and like tricks and, you know, but hey ho.
Yeah.
We weren't in Broadway, so we couldn't see it.
No. Well, we'll be back next week discussing more musicals, discussing all things.
I'm looking forward to next week's musical because I do love
it. You do. Yeah.
One of the first like memories of a show that was like, no, this is a big show that I had to choreograph.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Interested in that. So come back next week, folks.
And see us then.
Yeah, or listen to us then, whatever you want to do.
Oh my God.
You were like a snake. See us then.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Tune in as the memories grow.